and welcome to Tuesdays with Trish, a new sub video on Testa's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on an albino raccoon. I've already made a couple alterations which I may have to explain as I go through this. What I'm trying to do today is I'm going to put a log on my base with the life-size raccoon without doing the base first. I just want to get my bases set so I don't have to go out and find the perfect log after mounting the raccoon, because then I can make my adjustments before mounting it. So I've got my raccoon in place, my wanting positioned on the base, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my log that I found and to an appropriate length, and then I'm going to assemble it onto this base to kind of fit around the raccoon. Hold that thought. I have no power. Don't stop it. So I've cut my log down, and this is just a basis for what I want to do. And mind you, when I found this piece of wood, I did not measure it. I haven't previously measured it. I'm just going with what I had envisioned. And I'm thinking it's about perfect. The hands, if you can see, or the paws, as you can see, are a little too far apart or too close together, but we can make that adjustment. It's got wires and we can add things for smoothing in here because I've already broken the wrist to make it fit because it was forward. So I'm making it turn, and on this side here, I'm probably going to actually adjust this form up and have him hanging on up here. But that's going to be something that I will mess with later. So what I've got here is my piece of wood that I want, and it's pretty much in place right about there. Well, I may have to angle it differently, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with angling it a little different. But what I am going to do, I'm going to mark this because I like the placement of this, even though it's kind of there. I'm going to mark around the branch here so I know where to cut it out, because I'm going to cut this directly out of the base here. I'm going to do that with, I got just a regular steak knife. You can use a Sawzall. And I'm going to go a little bit bigger around this branch because I want to be able to fit it in there nicely. Oh, I'm going to take him off. Now you could use a Sawzall or really anything that you wish. The main thing is just to get the bases cut out. And I'm not doing anything fancy or anything. This is one of my little chisel tools that I usually use for boring out nostrils and things like that. And I'm just popping it out. That felt great. You might want to wear safety glasses when you do this. Or if you're just stupid like me, you just go with it. So, I've about got this out where I need it to be roughly. We're going to test fit it here just in case I don't have it where it needs to be. That's looking pretty good where I want it. Let's double check with the Raccoon. This is why I made it bigger, so that I could make my adjustments as appropriate to where I need to be. So I had to turn it a little bit because I wasn't quite happy with the angle of the branch. I'm going to line this up here like that. And on the back side in about 3 different places. If I can see. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but we'll get it. Then we're going to bondo it in. I want to make sure that's clean, of course. I'm sure you guys have all done this before. Testa didn't realize I was so slow and limited to the amount of time that I have to do this, so bear with me, guys. It will get easier. I want to make sure I have plenty because this is, I'm hoping that what will happen is this will seep out where I need it to. Before I do this too, I want to set a couple screws in here, if I can find my other drill bit. Tools, but I sure like this little 12-volt DeWalt I have. Just because I'm in a man's world doesn't mean I'm kind of girly, and they're just easier for me to handle. So, ooh, I got that off. Hold on. Totally off. Let's try that. Better luck with that. So now that I've got that, and where is, there it is, this catalyst for my Bondo. I like to make my Bondo extremely hot. You know, hot like Chuck Testa. Short Italian guy. Everybody loves Czech. Mix this really quick. I like using, Chuck uses cups. I used to use cups, but I just find this just a little bit easier for me to stir, especially especially because I like to make this stuff so hot that it sets up pretty fast. So I don't like to wait because then I get sidetracked. I have children and millions of interruptions, so. A little hollow, so I'm going to go ahead and just push this in there a little bit, a little ways up, to ensure that we're getting what we need, where we need it. Glob it on here real quick. And if you make a mess on the base, it's not a big deal because you haven't done any of the finish work on it. So if you royally screw up, you haven't wasted time, energy, mess, all that, in setting up your base. Now, if I can remember where my lines are. Now, and that's it. And once that sets up, I'll take my shaper. Let me smooth this out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go around this with the Bondo. Smooth it out around. About that perfect amount. And then once it starts to set up, I'll take my little rasp and I'll shave it smooth. And that's all I needed to do with the Raccoon base to get it ready. If I can get it on here without fighting. This could be fun. Ta-da! And that's the start. And now if you need to make your adjustments on the mannequin to get the log to fit, you're not finding the perfect log, it's easy to make the adjustments and you just go from there. And this is Tuesday's tip with Trisha. Thanks for watching.